The meaning of the movie. Author Orpheus for reading 5 minutes. Published 12.01. 2020 updated 12.01. 2020 Few people know, but Bridge to Terabithia is an adaptation of a novella by American writer Catherine Paterson. According to the writer, the story told by her is based on real events that happened to her son, the screenwriter of this movie. If to explain the whole idea in a couple of phrases, a boy and a new girl in his class begin to communicate closely and become friends. In order to escape the boring and not quite friendly world, they together create an unreal fairy tale world called Terabithia and spend all the free hours of their lives there. But how did they become friends? He is a rather shy and withdrawn boy, not particularly eager to make close friends. She, on the other hand, is an ambitious and even overactive, as well as a smart girl. What did they find in common? As strange as it may sound, they found an enemy. A group of high school girls constantly humiliate the younger guys, and Leslie and Jess decided to confront them. The guys' friendship was growing stronger by the day and things were going much better than before. But the idyll was shattered by an accident that made Jess blame himself for a long time, after an unplanned trip to the museum with his teacher. The boy learns about the tragic death of his best friend, who went alone to their secret place. The movie ends with a picture that just can't help but cause tears. Without ceasing to feel guilty for what happened, Jess independently builds a bridge across the river, at the crossing of which Leslie died. After finishing his work, the boy brings his younger sister to their fairyland, calling her Princess Terabithia. What is the point of the movie Bridge to Terabithia? Let's start with the origins, the personalities of the characters. The director's genius move was to abandon the images of aggressive and indifferent parents, against the background of which one could easily draw the development of loneliness in the souls of Leslie and Jess. But Gábor decided to do otherwise. He showed self-confident adults who do not pay full attention to their children because of their busy careers. Thus, the kids literally look like little copies of their parents, but are separated from them by a wall of misunderstanding and rare communication, which brings the main characters closer to each other. As for the children themselves, their characters are radically opposite and brightly contrasted with each other, cheerful and ready for adventure. Leslie notices modest Jess, who is in his own world, and tries to reveal him, to make him come out of his cocoon. But the peculiar irony is that even after the death of his girlfriend, Jess does not stop closing in himself and with even greater force and zeal builds a protective wall around himself. All he has managed to do is only to find an imaginary replacement for his best friend, showing their secret place to his little sister. The question that does not leave the audience to this day: why did the author decide to kill Leslie? Why did a pure, bright and innocent child have to die? There are several theories on the subject. The vast majority of them are somehow related to each other and treat different interpretations of the hidden messages of the author of the work. But one still stands out against their background and quite plausibly reveals all the hidden motives. Leslie was actually just a fictional friend of Jess. Yes, the theory is quite bold, but there are a number of solid proofs. Firstly, the very character of the girl makes us doubt her reality. Everything about her is too much. She is too brave, too kind, too active, too friendly, too cheerful and optimistic. No, we are certainly not claiming that such children do not exist. But, as it was noticed earlier, Jess and Leslie were complete opposites, and children of his age, 10 years old, tend to create fictional friends, and with a completely different character than that of the creator. As psychologists say, children invent an image that they are closest and sympathetic, as well as the character of which they themselves would like to possess. And here everything comes together. Jess, a shy boy by nature, simply needs a strong hand, the embodiment of which he found in Leslie, whom he himself invented. What do the last minutes of the movie hold? Bridge to Terabithia. The title of the movie becomes clear immediately after watching the final scene, where Jess himself built a bridge to their fairy tale world. If you remember the first visits of Jess to this country, you can pay attention to one interesting detail. At the very beginning, the boy was terribly afraid of trolls and tried to avoid them by all means. But at the end of the movie he builds a bridge to Terabithia by his own decision, thus showing his readiness to face his fears, trolls, face to face. Thus, the director showed us through this bridge the boy's inner maturation, his becoming a braver man, ready to face external dangers. We hope you enjoyed our analysis of the movie. And if you haven't seen it yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead.